Believe it or not, this mess here once used to be the Dell 7010, but now it looks like this. Let me just guide you through some of the things we've done here. Obviously, we've taken the motherboard out of the case, which is actually currently down there at the moment, and we've got it flipped on its side, well, on its edge there, so all the cables coming out this way. We've just mounted the well, it's literally just resting on the top. The cooler's obviously mounted properly, and then we've got the 1070 Ti with a Asus water block on there, from the using the NZXT bracket there to mount that on. I think they still do those. I don't think they do it for newer graphics cards. Shame, but not that we have one anyway. But that's what we're using, because the cooler, this thing died. One or two of the fans stopped working on that, and I didn't have a choice. Card was fine, it's just this thing stopped working. So this had a fan attached to it. We've had to undo that because it wouldn't actually mount on the motherboard. You probably can't really see it there. Right, so basically the fan was touching this, which is the problem that we're having with the 3070 Ti at the moment. We can't actually fit that on. So what I'm probably gonna have to do is take the cooler off of that as well. Very jankily add that to this system, if that's a word. It is now. Anyway, we've got that fan there, basically cooling the, yeah, get on there. The VRMs and all that power delivery that you can just about see behind there. That's keeping that nice and cool. It's just blowing air over it basically. No heatsink or anything like that. So let's talk about the fans. The fans have been a bit of an issue because the 7010 motherboard here, the Dell motherboard, doesn't have any normal fan headers on it. Believe it or not one fan header, standard fan header or PWM or anything of that kind on this board, which meant that I couldn't plug in the pump, I couldn't plug in the fan, and I couldn't plug in the fan for the AIO cooler as well, which is not helpful. So what we had to do was find another case with a controller on it, and luckily we managed to find this one. It's a fan controller and an RGB controller combined. There's no name on it. So it's got 4 DC controlled fans there. They're not PWM because it's only got the 3 pins on the right hand side, but that's what I'm using to power the pump, the 2 fans that I just mentioned, and the connections on the left hand side are for RGB. But we're not interested in RGB for this particular system, but that's what we're using for that. And then obviously behind there you can see the 16 gig that we put in there earlier on in the video. That's still in there now. Because we haven't actually shown gameplay footage of the 1070 Ti with all the games that we've just shown on the GT710 and the onboard graphics for the Intel 3470. If you want to see what the gameplay was actually like for the 1070 Ti with the 3470 i5, then please do comment down below and we'll do some shorts or something to show the gameplay that we're getting on this. We're going to show it in the charts anyway, so you will see the charts for this card with this CPU. But if you physically want to see the games, then just comment down below and we'll see what we can sort out. All right, it's the time you've all been waiting for. And if you've watched the entire video, thank you very much. If you've skipped to this, then I really suggest you go back and watch some of the other things we've been doing as well. But it's time for us to put the 3070 Ti on the i5 3470. Let's hope it fits and it works. Well, here we are. The 3070 Ti is in the machine, and it wasn't as difficult to put in there as I first thought. So let's bring you over here and show you how I managed to do this. It was actually really easy. I thought it was going to be super difficult. And the only thing I needed to do was take off the actual fans from the heatsink. I don't want to move it too much because it is actually currently on right now. These are 0 movement fans or stop, non-stop fan, no, not non-stop fans, they're stop fans, so they do actually stop when there's no activity going, which is why you can't see them moving right now. Trust me, they'll move eventually when we start doing things on it. Yeah, so I actually took this off, took the cooler off, I gave it a clean as well because I thought, why not? Okay, so we're going to run the 4 games that we ran on the previous GPUs, the iGPU on the 3470, the GT710, Okay, and the 1070 Ti, which you didn't see, but we've got the benchmark results for that anyway, and the 3070 Ti. So we're going to start with Batman Arkham City. All right, here we go, back into Arkham City, and getting punched in the face yet again, because apparently he doesn't like Batman. So we are looking like we're capped out at 62 there. It's definitely not capped out, it's just the frame rate is that. And in this particular scene, GPU's at 60 degrees and the fans are spinning. They're definitely spinning. I'll show you that in a bit. Only 31%, yeah, 31% usage on the GPU and 50% on this CPU. So we are definitely not CPU bottlenecked in this game. But let's see what happens once we start actually doing things. Oh. Okay, so we're back here again where we got stuck earlier, but now I know how to get past this bit. Running very, very well, I might say. This is an old game though, so hardly surprising really. My hands are free now, so I can actually do something. But yeah, we're not seeing the CPU usage go up that high, so as I said a minute ago, we're definitely not CPU bottlenecked in this game. And it hasn't really changed much on the GPU usage there either. It's getting warm. It will get a little bit warmer than normal because we've actually got the cooler off, as I showed you earlier, so it's not actually mounted on there, so it's kind of just resting it on. Very, very janky, but it is working and it's keeping it cool. It's within limits. CPU's up to 51 degrees now, and I can definitely feel a lot of heat coming out of that now because it is very, very warm in here. But 62 FPS in that game. Let's try the next game. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 now. Again, but this time we're flying. Oh, hello. Look at the frames per second we're getting on this at the minute. Controlling this is extremely difficult. I can turn left and right. Oh. This is impossible to play. I can't control up or down. I can only do like left or right. And why would you control it with a mouse? Who thought that was a good idea? Oh God. No, turn. Oh my God. Where the hell am I going? I can't turn. Hold shift while using mouse look. It doesn't turn enough though. Oh, I think I just clipped something. Turn. I can't do tight turns in this. Okay, we can turn quite sharp there actually. This is impossible. What the hell? Press F. What do you mean? Anyway, that aside, this part of the game, you can see the ridiculous amount of frames per second we're getting in this. Over 300. Oh. I think I died again. Anyway, yeah, ridiculous amount of frames per second we're getting there. 300 and something. Let's see if I can deploy the parachute this time. Deploy, shoot, deploy. Yes. In this particular game, we are verging on being CPU bottlenecked. We're now at 92% on CPU usage there, and only 41 on the GPU. So this is definitely more CPU intensive game. So at this point, you would be looking at considering upgrading your CPU to cope with that. Otherwise, you're actually leaving performance on the table by not upgrading your CPU. But it's coping pretty well. I mean, that's really good. Can I shoot the lights out? No. All right, that looks fun. I might play that at some point. Ridiculous amount of frames we're getting there. Over 300, nearly 400 frames per second in game, and it's raining, and there's other stuff going on as well. Okay, it's a very old game, still quite fun and totally playable. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next one. All right, CSGO time now. And same map we've done on previous games, although Will was playing those, I'm going to be doing these. So, what is this gun I've got? Not a very good one. I do not play CSGO. Oh, give me a better weapon. Auto buy. Where's auto buy? F3. Right, there we go. Now, better weapons. Okay, now I've got a machine gun. But yeah, if you keep an eye on the details in the top left from MSI Afterburner there, you can see chicken explode. And you can also see the stats. They're varying wildly. As we go down that slope there, it was less than 100 frames per second. Still totally playable, but not what you'd expect. This game normally reveals... Oh, I just saw my team. Oh, get out of the way. This game normally reveals very, very high frame rates because of the nature of what it's designed to be used for esports. What is it with the bots getting in the way every time you want to shoot someone? Thanks, man. Just to note, the resolution that all these games have been played in is 1680 by 1050 because that is the maximum this monitor will do. And it is a 60 Hz monitor, but obviously if we accept a bit of screen tearing, we can get a higher frame rate than that. So that's why you might see that on the video. I don't know whether that will pick it up, but definitely totally playable. And we are not CPU bottlenecked in this game at this resolution. So that's good. So if this was the type of game you were going to play on a system of this age, you could totally do it. All right, I think that's enough of this game. I'm still rubbish at this game and we are getting very good frames per second. So let's move on to the final game, which is, of course, Star Trek Online. All right, Star Trek Online, and we're back at Earth, the space dock in the Sol system. So what we're going to do is dock as soon as we can. Right, let's go forward, not crash too much. Oh, hello. Okay, now it's going to slow us down. Beam to Starfleet Canopy and dock. And just walk around the station and see what kind of FPS we get. Interestingly, if you remember it earlier in the video, we got a lower frame rate with the GT710 than we did with the integrated graphics on the CPU. I don't know why. It's really weird. But there's something, you know, we know that graphics card isn't great anyway, but I just find it interesting that it got less frames per second. You'll see that in the charts anyways. I can't figure out why that is. Even decreasing the settings in this game for the GT710 yielded no frames per second increase whatsoever at Space Dock. It's just something about Space Dock in Star Trek Online that gives you really low frame rates. I don't know what it is. So here we are with 3070 on the Intel 3470 in Space Dock. There's going to be a lot of screen tearing because of the monitor, as I mentioned earlier. 40 frames per second, 47 there. Depending on where we look, there's a lot of different things going on. Let's go and have a look out the window, see what we get out the window. But we are definitely not, at this moment in time anyway, CPU bottlenecks because we're only getting about 60, just under 60% CPU usage there. And only 40, yeah, about 30 to 40 GPU usage. Let's see what happens when we go nearer the ships, see if that increases at all. 61%, 83%, ooh, went up there. As we look out towards the ships, it's definitely made a little bit of difference, but not a lot. We're still getting over 60 FPS. Oh, here we go. Bit of a disco. God, those lights are bright. Who'd have thought you can go to a disco in Star Trek Online? Crazy. Anyway, that's Star Trek Online. Now we have got one more game lined up, which is a more modern game, and it's High on Life. So let's give that one a go with this system and see how it runs. All right, High on Life it is now, and this is the first time I played it. I literally just loaded it up this second, and I'm presented with this retro style gameplay. This is not what I expected High on Life to be, so I have no idea what the heck is going to go on here. The game came out in 2022, so it's the most recent game, obviously, of all the games that we've tested in this video so far. So, I don't know, let's see how it performs. As you can see in this particular game so far, in this intro game, whatever it might be, we're getting good FPS here. What is this? This is a virus, isn't it? Huh? Is this a virus?
No.
Is this the actual game?
Yes.
Have you tricked me?
No, I have not. It'd be funny though.
Check, check, hello. Can you read me? Fuck Thunder. Fuck off. It's me, Bill, your divorce attorney. Welcome to Fuck Thunder 2.
Fuck Thunder. Not what you're thinking.
Back and more evil than ever. She's sending a bunch of our new...
Oh, okay, we're getting a bit of lag there. What the heck is this?
Kill 'em all, Buck. That's the game.
Kill all.
Yeah.
Buck, it's me, Phil, your divorce lawyer. You remember how to move and jump and everything, right? There's shit on the screen that tells you how to do all that stuff. I mean, come on, Buck. This is the second game. You know how to do all this shit.
Am I... did you know this was coming up?
Yeah.
Buck, are you okay? All right, Buck, you're gonna have to use the brand new double jump to get over there.
Double jump? Okay, double jump.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Buck. I forgot there's no double jump. Just crouch. We gotta try crouching, Buck. Scheduling and scoping bullshit. A crouch prioritized over a double jump. Who is this? Who are these people above us?
What have I done? Wait, what? Why have you made me play this game? There's going to be so much beeping in this.
Yeah.
Oh well, that'll be fun. How do I crouch? Oh, okay.
And now she's trying to kill you. But come on, muster up some of that classic Buck Thunder moxie. Let's get cracking. All right, that's a good crouch, Buck. That's a good crouch. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Scoping and scheduling. Bullshit. Double jump. Not more important than the crouch. Who the f***? Stay sharp, Buck. And bunch of your ex-
Oh,
new
oh.
Indian boyfriends. There they are. Coming right at you. Just shoot them, Buck. That's what I'm talking about, Buck. Kill those f***ers. You're the man. I love you, Buck. You're so f***ing cool. Oh, I'm so excited and lit up to be your...
Someone stream this.
No idea you're my favorite client. All right, Buck, just open that door. It's so f***ing easy. Just press the right button. This is just as...
I've done it.
Oh my God, Buck, you did it. You opened the door. You're a f***ing genius. You're my favorite client. By the way, you're the divorce attorney. Don't forget, I'm Phil, your divorce attorney. Let's go. Let's get moving. Let's defeat your ex-wife.
This is going to be interesting to edit. Emma,
Yep.
you freaking tricked me. Let's go up here. Let's go up here. I'm going to lie. This is quite fun. Oh, my attorney stopped talking for a change.
Hey, open up! You
Oh.
hide in there all day? Mom and Dad just left.
You know what's coming, don't you? Oh. The screen's getting smaller.
Are you gonna answer me or what?
What the f***?
Coming in. You better not be doing anything weird in there. Why didn't
What the
you
hell?
say goodbye to Mom and Dad before they left for their trip?
Okay. I think we're done with the intro. And now I just... What exactly? Can't do anything there. So let's go downstairs. What am I doing in this game? What kind of game is this anyway? Okay, I have no idea what the graphical settings are on this so far. It's just default. Whatever the default is what we're running at. Where is she? I'm trying to get outside. Is this the front door? Oh, there we go.
Did you hear me?
Ah.
Let's go to the store.
Oh, okay, we're going shopping. Great, what a great game.
I guess. Please be careful.
Oh, we got a gun.
Oh, did that thing just spit all over
Finally!
you?
Oh my God, finally I'm free, thank God! What a nightmare! Listen, can you pull the inhibitor chip out of me?
Can I get out?
You're
Oh.
going out there? Into space?
Yeah! Welcome to space! So this is Blim City. Not bad, huh? I don't know how we're gonna find Gene though. Let's just ask around. There's all kinds of aliens out here. Let's just ask. He is famous.
Well, that was an experience. Thank you very much, Emma. The frames per second on that though was pretty impressive. Let's just see what settings we were at on this because I have no idea. It just literally took us into the game. So same resolution, 1680 by 1050 as I said before, and it's got custom. I didn't set that, so it must have done that automatically. Medium to very high mesh. We did get some stutters there, but don't forget we are playing from an external USB 3 drive, so that's probably the cause of that. Well, that was one hell of a ride. The i5-3470 has held up pretty well, actually. Not the integrated graphics. If you want to get a system that's about 65 UK pounds to use now, you can buy that on Amazon, and we'll put a link in the video description down below, as we said earlier in the video, way back at the beginning of the video. You can pick up this for probably even cheaper than that, actually. But what I would try and do is see if you can get one with an i7-3770 in it. I don't think you can get the K in this. I don't think the board supports it. I haven't seen any that come with it. That's not to say that it won't support it. It's just I've not seen anyone use it with this board. But you can get an i7-3770 in it, and that will increase it as well and give you more power. But it's surprising what this little thing can do. Now, we put it for its paces. We put the 710 in there, the GT 710. It's okay if you want to play esports type games and stuff like that. But if you want to step it up a notch, then obviously there's a big gap between the 710 and the 1070 Ti from NVIDIA. Huge gap, but we don't have anything else in between, unfortunately. So you can kind of extrapolate the numbers from the chart that we just showed you a moment ago and kind of guess where you're going to get your frames there. But it really depends on what kind of games you're going to play. If it's just esports games, then I would aim for something a bit higher than the GT 710 for consistent, fairly good frames. But that's all we had to hand. And then you're going to get a quite good gaming experience, and you're going to have a lot of fun. I had quite a lot of fun playing games on this, especially that last one. That was very interesting. So the question is, though, as we already said, you would not put a 3070 Ti in there. It's a ridiculous pairing with that CPU, even with an i7-3770. There isn't a huge amount of difference, at least at the resolutions we were running at, in the frames per second, as you can see from the charts also. So you're probably better off sticking with either, well, a 10 series NVIDIA GPU or the equivalent on the AMD side. We don't have any AMD cards, so can't actually try any of those. Not yet, anyway. Anyway, if you like this kind of crazy, put everything together and see what the heck happens videos, then yeah, make sure you get subscribed and all that funky stuff. And don't forget to like this video as well. We really like doing these kind of videos. They're kind of fun, and you never really know how things are going to pan out. This video has actually taken about a week to make because of various situations we found ourselves in. One is trying to get the 3070 to fit on there and having the issues with the clearance on the power RTX 12 volt power connector on there. But we did it and we got it working, and it was a great time. So yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, get followed, subscribe, follow us on social media, and we'll see you in our next video. Oh, before you go, if you like this kind of stuff, go back probably about 2 or 3 years. We did a video very similar to this one on how does an AMD, 11-year-old AMD system perform in 2020. So go and check that one out if you like this kind of stuff, and we'll see you in our next video.